Hello, and welcome back to A Tale of Two Witches. I am here today to talk about what it means to be a witch. Are you a good witch? Are you a bad witch? What does even any of that mean, right? So I'm here to talk about today starting your path and what it means to be a witch to you, because everybody's path is completely different. So I brought my trusty witch book to try to keep me on point, because I am always all over the place and I have a million different ways that I can go about this and a million different topics that I can touch, and I'm going to try to keep this video not 3 hours. So, what it means being a witch to you. I think that's where we should start, because there's so many different topics and bad things associated with being a witch. So, you know what, actually, I think where I'm going to start today is when I came out being a witch at work. When I decided that, when I started my path, I was very secretive about it. I was in a situation where I couldn't really express how I was feeling, I felt, and so I was very secretive, and I would work out, and then in my room I would study, and I would, do some of my candle magic and stuff like that, but I kept it very private. But when I moved to Wisconsin and I got with Aaron, I decided to be more open about it and talk about it more. And so when I thought that I had a pretty tight-knit group at work, I started talking about it, and here are some of the responses that I got. Do you eat babies? That was actually a question that somebody asked me. Not one of my close friends from work, but somebody that heard about it actually asked me. They had the audacity to ask me if I ate babies. So there's that. Number 2, do you sacrifice people? No. I do not personally know any witches, and I have a large group of friends on Facebook and the coven that I'm in, and nobody eats babies or sacrifices people. 3, do you dance naked in the full moon? Actually, quite a bit of us probably do that. Dahlia, do you agree? I think she agreed that quite a few of us probably do that for their own rituals, or just because they like to be naked and they're comfortable with themselves. And this path, everybody's path is different, but this path to spirituality really opens up your eyes to a lot of different things. So actually that might be valid. A lot of us probably do dance outside naked in the full moon, or just because we like to. 4, do you worship the devil? Oh my gosh. This one used to really, really piss me off. Because everybody associates being a witch or witchcraft with worshiping the devil. So no. I'm sure that there are some paths. No, there's not. There's Satanists. Yeah, I don't know of any. And correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys know some witches that worship Satan or the devil, maybe comment. I have personally never ran across any witch that worships the devil. So I would say no. Never. Alrighty. Do you hex people? And actually this goes along with one of the other ones that I have. There was a gentleman at work that didn't want me to touch him. Not that I touch people, ever. But, when you're coming around a corner at work, sometimes there's tight spaces, and he would because he didn't want a witch to touch him, because he thought that I would hex him. It kind of makes you wonder what he was saying about me behind my back, or why he would think that I would intentionally put any of my powers or energy out to hex him. People are beyond me. I have no idea. Do you fly on broomsticks? Always can, it's always followed by laughing. People think that it's funny. I fucking wish that I flew on a broomstick. I actually should start working on a spell to be able to do that, because I fucking wish. Don't we all wish that we could fly on a fucking broomstick? Yes, please. Alrighty. Can you see my future and past? That's where it gets tricky. We all use our different tools. I know personally I can see a lot about a person just by meeting them. I wouldn't say that it's seeing their future or seeing their past. I don't know, maybe a little bit of seeing their past. You can see who they are, you can feel who they are, you can read who they are. You can tell if somebody is good or bad, or if their intentions are good or ill. I've always been like that. I can basically tell if I like you from the moment that I meet you. So I guess a little bit of our witchiness, our intuition and following our guts, yeah. I guess, yeah, we can a little bit. But I have also been asked to do tarot card readings for people at work. Mind you, the same one that asked me if I ate babies. So I didn't actually end up ever following through with that because I'm not going to put any of my energy, I shouldn't be like that, but I'm not going to put any of my energy into people who misconstrue me with baby eating. I kind of felt like it was more of a way to mock me more than a way, but you know what, maybe I should reevaluate that. Maybe I should go back, reevaluate that, do a card reading for her. See, we're all growing. We're all growing. We're all becoming better people. Maybe I should reevaluate that so that she can see that we're not all full of craziness and baby eating. That one still, it pisses me off. I don't like the baby eating one. But, you know, movies out there, I guess, don't really help us. But anyways, back to the original point of the whole video. Where should you start your path? I think meditation. Definitely one is meditation. You should start meditating and seeing who you are inside, your true self. Start seeing you. Then your path will start to open for you. There's signs everywhere. A lot of us I know see numbers everywhere. We'll see, Aaron's big thing is he sees feathers, his feather messages. There are signs everywhere around you if you just open up your eyes and look for them. So I would start with meditation 1. 2, I would definitely start by getting yourself some books. We have lots of books. I would definitely start with something easy like this if you're very, very new and beginning. We are not Wiccan, but there's so much stuff to read in The Complete Idiot's Guide to Wicca and Witchcraft. It will definitely start you on your path. Start you in at least getting an insight on what interests you. I think that's the number one part of any path that you're going to go on is it has to interest you. You have to be excited about your path or you're not going to want to keep experiencing your path. So don't just pick one. Pick lots of paths. That is definitely, I would have to say, one of the biggest things that I want to express is choose lots of paths. Don't put yourself in a niche. Please don't put yourself in a niche. Experience everything that people want to teach you or that you want to learn or that you want to read or that you want to watch on YouTube or that you want to see in groups. I'm actually going to link a couple of really amazing, I have 2 personal, really amazing Facebook groups that I think everybody would really, really enjoy if you're starting your path. So definitely, please check those out. I'm going to leave links to them at the bottom. I personally know there's lots of admins and lots of, but I personally know 2 of the group owners. So I will highly recommend both of them. That was 4, both of them. And please go check them out. And The Green Witch, I think a lot of people have read this book. If you haven't, you should really check it out. It's really amazing. At the end of this video, I'll also leave pictures. So you can see the authors and maybe the descriptions on the back so that you can see if you want to order them. This is one of my personal favorites, Witchcraft, a book of magic, spells, and potions. This one really excites me, so I hope that you guys would check this one out. There's all different kinds of stuff in this book, from spells and how to use witchcraft, making a circle, instruments of witchcraft. This is just a really amazing book, and I really, really hope that you check this one out. This one's one of my favorite. This one's also one of my favorite. It was one of my favorite until I realized that this wasn't actually the book that I thought that it was. And so I did get a lot of insight into the Goetia, but it wasn't in depth of what I wanted. So I will definitely be ordering the other one. But this one has been really exciting. For me, I've really loved this one. So definitely check this one out. But then we have some, you know, simple witchcraft, simple candle magic. Just when you start your path, everything seems so overwhelming, and there's a million different things online, on YouTube, everything being thrown at you at once. Just be patient with yourself. Don't try to learn everything at once. I know I want to learn everything at once, and I think majority of us always want to learn everything at once because we want to know all and see all and be all, but it's not realistic. So just pick one or two, start reading, see what really interests you and what kind of first path that you want to take. Because like I said, be chaotic, live in chaos. Chaos will be the best path for you. Please don't put yourself in a niche or think that you have to live by certain standards of being a witch, because that's the whole joy of witchcraft in its whole, is that you have the power to make your own path. Your own path. And that is so beautiful. So please don't put yourself in a niche. Chaos is key. If you're going to put yourself in a niche, be a chaos witch, because that is where it's at. So start small. Altar. That is going to be another video. Erin and I both have really awesome altars, but mine started really small, things that I would find, rocks, plants, and then it grew and grew from gifts from my coven sisters to, you know, presents from Erin, and I would go to our favorite spiritual store, and I would find things like my pendulum, my pendulum, very near and dear to my heart. That will be another video on how she called me to her. So just start small. Definitely start small. I think reading, meditation, and altar is a great first beginning steps of witchcraft, just because it really opened my eyes into just being patient with myself and knowing that my path was the path that I was choosing. Nobody was choosing it for me. So, I would definitely say that with meditation, definitely get a journal. This one was actually made for me. I had a friend that made this for me. She had found about my path, and she was very excited for me. So she made me with her own, you know, she made the paper, she made everything. So definitely get yourself a journal for your path. This will be very, very, very helpful in your walk. And then it's exciting and fun when you get to look back on it years later and see where you were 2 years from now, or where you were 6 months from now, and how much you've grown and how much you've learned and how much you know now that you didn't then. And so that's very exciting. And definitely I would also say, with starting small, is get yourself some tarot cards. Not every witch has witchy tools, a pendulum, or tarot cards, or, I mean, there's a million tools, a million tools. But this was where I definitely started. This isn't the original ones that I started with. Erin gifted me these, but they're amazing and I super love them. So with all of that being said, the couple things that we touched bases on, I think the one thing that I'm going to stress the most at this very end of this video is to always trust your gut. If you get into a group and you feel like they might be into something that I'm not comfortable with, or you know, they're asking me to do something that I don't feel comfortable with, or practice something that I don't feel comfortable with, leave it. I can't stress it enough that this is your own path. You don't have to follow anybody else's path. So if you ever feel uncomfortable, or if you ever feel like your gut is telling you to not follow that path, stop. If you're around people, I've been very, very, very lucky to have found some really amazing teachers and friends on my path, sisters and brothers, and just some of the most amazing people that I've ever met in my entire life to help guide me. Any questions that I have, they're always there to answer them. Anytime that I'm having a hard time with something, or I'm not understanding something, or I'm having a personal issue, or anything, they're there to help guide me or walk with me on my path of witchcraft. And that is very, very important, especially starting out on a very new path. If you are new baby witches, find somebody that you can trust. But always listen to your gut, because not everybody is what they seem, and not everybody wants good for you. I'm just going to put it out there. Some people out there will try to take advantage of you, especially if you express that you're a baby witch. This has not personally happened to me, thank the gods, but it has happened, and it does happen. So please be careful in Facebook groups that you join. Please be careful on anybody that you follow, or anybody that you think you know who they are. Just be 100% that you know who they are, and be 100% to listen to your guts and your insides telling you if there are red flags or not. Sometimes what people say is not what people are thinking, or not what people are actually doing behind the scenes. So just always listen to your intuition. Please, if I can stress one thing about starting a new path and getting into groups, listen to your intuition. And I will personally vouch for the 2 Facebook groups that I am putting down here now. Please check them out. I personally vouch that they are good people. I cannot personally vouch that every single member in the groups are good people, because let's face it, nobody can vouch that. There's thousands of people in the groups, but I can vouch that the owners of these groups are good, kind-hearted witches that truly want your best interest. So if you join these groups and you ever have any kind of issues, reach out to them. Facebook message them, message the admins, go to them, because they will help you. They want the best for you. I can promise you that. But with that being said, please don't let other people steer you away from your path, even if you've come across some of these people. They are out there. It is the truth. Not everybody's good. Not every witch is good. Not every Christian is good. Not every Catholic is good. There are bad in every single walk of life, in every religion. There are good people and there are bad people. So just please, please, all my witches, my baby witches, listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut. Listen to anything that spirit, your intuition, whoever you want to call it, has to say to you. Because your own gut will never steer you wrong. Those moments that you're like, I should have listened to that, you should have listened to it. So just remember to always listen to your own gut. And I'm going off on a tangent, but just please remember to always listen to your own gut. And with that being said, please remember to always be undoubtingly true to your own witchy heart, because let's face it, nobody can be you.